Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
I ain't got the brains to make this up.
So have you guessed which movie we're going to be reviewing today? Yes, according to the shirt that I am wearing and the mug that I'm using to drink my coffee out of this morning, we are going to be talking about the newest film that brings us back to the magical wizarding world of Harry Potter. Of course, a script written by the source herself, J.K. Rowling, returning director of the last 4 Harry Potter films, David Yates, and starring some excellent actors. We are going to be talking about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. When I first heard that J.K. Rowling wanted to return back to the world of film and create a brand new story, considering the fact that the original source material was a fake textbook that was published around the time of the publishings of the books, part of me was a little bit skeptical because this could either have been really, really good or really, really bad. But every single time a new thing was revealed in regards to this movie, I just got all the more excited. And the minute that they announced that Eddie Redmayne was going to be playing the author of A Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Newt Scamander, I was like, forget every doubt in my mind, I am sold, I am so excited to see this movie. The trailers looked great, the trailers looked exciting, the cast that kept growing looked better and better with each announcement, and now I've finally seen it, and I gotta tell you, like the first Harry Potter film, the movie is far from perfect, but you just have so much fun, and you are just brought into a beautiful world of magic and fantasy, and even a little bit of foreshadowing to what could possibly come. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them takes place in 1926 New York, where Newt Scamander has a mission with a specific magical creature that he has carried along in his suitcase with a whole bunch of others, and in extremely hilarious and cliche fashion, an accident occurs that forces some of these creatures to escape, and now it's up to him and a whole bunch of other people, Muggle and magic folk alike, but in the United States we call them no-mag, to try and return these creatures to the suitcase. So what I really liked about this movie was the fact that there was no introduction or origin story like the first Harry Potter film. Something's taking place, we're going to throw Newt Scamander's story into what is taking place, and let's show the audience what his story is all about. While at the same time, there is an even bigger story that is happening, and while you don't really get the full-blown story, you get parts unfolding and things that will make you start asking questions when the movie comes to a close. Of course, you've also got the actors who portrayed these characters, a whole bunch of characters that could possibly be linked to some of the characters in the world of Harry Potter while Harry Potter is alive at Hogwarts. Of course, you've got Newt Scamander played by Eddie Redmayne, and he did a very good job, although there were certain points in time where you really had to focus because you sometimes couldn't understand what he was saying. You also had Colin Farrell in this movie, who I did not anticipate in this movie, but he did a very, very good job. You also had Ezra Miller, who is now going to be the Flash in the DCU, and he did an awesome job as Credence. But how can I not talk about the characters without talking about Jacob Kowalski, played by one of my favorite comedic actors, Dan Fogler. I remember him from Fanboys, and now every now and again he shows up on one of my favorite television shows, The Goldbergs. Dan Fogler was someone I didn't anticipate being in a movie like this, but oh my god, his comedic charm was perfect. He also was this fantastic dreamer, innocent kind of guy with a sense for adventure, and him playing off of Eddie Redmayne was absolutely amazing. This was the Harry Potter and Ron Weasley of this film, hands down. Another great positive, of course, is the magical creatures. These are things that we had seen or heard about in the books or in the films, and we know that there are so many other creatures that we never actually saw in the wizarding world itself, like bog trottles and nifflers, and don't even get me started on nifflers, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And one of the other big positives about this movie, alongside, of course, a great score by James Newton Howard, it's nice to see another great composer in here, although I was really anticipating one that had already been used, like the great Alexander Desplat, or possibly even Patrick Doyle, but adding Thomas Newman to this was absolutely awesome. He had some of the classic Harry Potter theme, as well as some of his new pieces that are now brought into this amazing magical world on film. Great job. I also really loved how you know that this is Harry Potter's world But at the same time, you know for a solid fact that this is a completely different story in the magical world. How it matches perfectly with the 1920s, seeing the world of magic in a whole new location, because people had always wondered what it was like to see the wizarding world in America, and it definitely is a very interesting thing, especially for such a tumultuous time like the 1920s. But of course, you also had some really great historic things that were talked about, like, ironically, not only was there a World War I in the Muggle/Nomads world, there was also a war that is mentioned that actually happened in the wizarding world. You also had prohibition and speakeasies in the magical world. I thought that that was very interesting too, but also the rules that apply are very different from the ones that take place in Britain. But also there are some things that Harry Potter fans are truly going to be happy that they throw in there, like mentions of Hogwarts, mentions of Muggles, mentions of characters that even Harry Potter had the privilege of knowing and learning about while he was at Hogwarts. So this is definitely a great movie for Harry Potter fans, and even newcomers to the Harry Potter world, or maybe people that just wanted to give the wizarding world another chance. But as I said, this movie's far from perfect, and I think part of it is because of the fact that this movie was announced to be the first of 5, so while I said that there were 2 specific stories in this movie, you also don't really have an understanding of what this other second larger story is truly about, and the question really is going to be, what is it going to unfold as the last 4 films in this saga actually happen? Are we going to be seeing Newt Scamander as the main character? Are we going to be seeing a whole new character that's going to be headlining the movie as the main character? We don't know, but I am very excited to see what the next 4 movies are going to be, because they really did a great job, and we definitely have something special here. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is a great movie to add to your holiday film-going experiences, and I would definitely say that this is one that you are going to enjoy. I enjoyed it. I'm very excited to see this movie again. I don't know if I'll be able to see it in theaters, even though I know that when it comes to Harry Potter films, I have seen numerous of the original 8 in theaters numerous times, but if I can, I will, but if I don't, I won't cry over it, and I am totally going to be adding this film to my DVD collection, and I'm looking forward to seeing the other 4 films and adding them to my collection as well. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is going to be getting 3 out of 4. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please put your comments in the box below, and let's have a conversation on Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And I will see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.